Fellas, have you ever wished you were a little bit taller? Kanzuri makes shoes that make you up to 2.8 inches taller without anyone knowing. Look, guys, girls get heels, makeup, and push up bras. Why can't men get a boost in confidence too? For now, for a limited time only, our listeners get an extra 15% off your order with the promo code FRATCHAT at kanzuri.com. This site is already 30% off, and with our promo code, you can get an extra 15% off. That's 45% off for your entire order. Support our show and check them out at conzuri.com and use the promo code FRATCHAT.
And we are recording, Mr. Mo.
Booyah.
Hello, Ari. You're a wizard, Ari.
Hello, I'm Adele. 1, 2, 3. I'm Adele. I'm not on my hot spot. Am I still hot? Ayo. Yeah, probably not.
I'll just let this right here. And on that note, we're just gonna do this in 3, 2, 1.
What are you doing?
Testes in my mouth.
Get on the ground, you fucking pledge!
Ew.
Welcome to the greatest podcast experience of your life. This is the Frat Chat Podcast.
All young men like 3 things. Food, booze, pussy.
Featuring Carlos Garcia and Chris
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasting time. This is the Frat Chat Podcast. I'm Carlos Garcia with Chris Simo Moore. How's it going, Mr. Mo?
Oh, it's good. It's good. How are you?
We'll just cruising, for a nice little Saturday.
Little Saturday. Do British people say like Monday, Tuesday? They say Monday, Tuesday.
Tuesday. It's Tuesday. They chew the day.
Oh, really?
Tuesday. Everything they sounds is so jolly. It's I just can't help it. It's amazing. I really wish I had like a nice jolly British friend.
Oh, we do in that fraternity. His name's Dominic.
Yeah, but we don't see him anymore. And he like he sounds he slowly lost his accent while hanging out with Americans. It's a thing. So then he wasn't as jolly and British.
He was like, "Hello, I'm Dominic."
Yeah. So maybe we just got to keep him in England and we'll just be FaceTime friends. That way he doesn't lose his shit. You know what I mean? Every day. Just be like, hello, how are you, Governor? Would you like some crumpets on this nice, fine Tuesday?
I think that British people, to me, just sound so sophisticated, regardless of what dialect they have. And then I just feel like if someone were to like try to like carjack me or mug me with a British accent, I couldn't take them seriously. I'd like say it again. It's like, hello, give me your money. I'd be like, yeah, right. Okay, say it one more time. Wait, say it slow. Let me get this on camera.
That was hilarious. Here's $50.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're my car. No, I'll just give you a ride, dude. Just keep talking to me. I'll be your driver. It's fine. You're cool. You're cool. Speaking of drivers, actually, I just sent you this video that I wasn't even planning on talking about until I saw it. I want to gather your thoughts on it. So essentially, this happened in Germany. It's a busy street that you'll see from the video, and these protesters, it's these environmental protesters, I believe, are sitting there blocking traffic. So just blocking everybody from going to work, and people are pissed, they're upset, and eventually, some of them have had enough. After repeatedly yelling at them to please move so they can get to work, some people literally just decide we're just going to drag them off the streets. These 2 guys get dragged off, and then this lady who's using, I'm not gonna lie, she's playing the I'm a woman, don't touch me card on the ground, is not moving. And then another lady comes in and grabs her by the hair and yanks her off. And
You
it
know,
is wild. I'm not gonna lie.
if I was
But what do
late
you
to
think?
work, if I was late to work and someone said, if my boss was like, "Why are you late?" and I said, someone was sitting on the street, like I couldn't get past, they'd be like, "You fucking kidding me? Like you have to come to work in time." I feel like that wouldn't be a good enough of an excuse.
I
Can I watch
know.
the video real quick?
Yeah. Go ahead. Just don't put the audio on so we don't get sued. But
Okay.
it's crazy. It's some crazy shit.
Okay, so the guy, one guy tries to pick up another guy, and
Yep.
then this other guy is like, "I'll help you drag him." Oh my god, they drag him by the arms. Well, you know what? Serves you right, dude. Wearing dress pants and a button up white tee. Why are you dressing nice to protest? And a tie. They look like Jehovah Witnesses or like
Yeah, right.
Mormons.
It's like, what are
She
you
pulled this
doing?
bitch by the hair. No, she did not. Yes. Pull that bitch by the hair. You know what? Germans don't play. She's lucky she didn't throw her ass in an oven. That's what the Germans used to do. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Look,
dude.
he picked up this bitch. Oh my
I just
gosh.
that's what you said.
They keep running. I don't understand what the big deal is because like I understand cars are not great for the society, but if you are carpooling, if there's multiple people in one vehicle, isn't that like doing something?
Yeah, and you need like trucks and shit. Like, what are you gonna do? Deliver by horse? I'm not getting any food. There's too many people in the world. It's also like for example, I saw a protest the other day that I don't necessarily know if I agree with the destruction of property, but it was a guy who found this bajillionaire's yacht, nice shiny white yacht, and threw red paint on the yacht. And that's like, okay, that hurts the billionaire. And I'm like, oh, the billionaire's a fucking billionaire, so he can fix that, no problem. But no one else is getting hurt by that. Here, you're hurting the people who are like fucking the employees, the middle class workers who are going to work. The billionaire's taking a fucking helicopter and shit. You know what I mean? You're not stopping him from getting to work. And then so I feel like it's mistargeting their protests to hurt the wrong people. And honestly, it
But
also doesn't help you get support to your cause when you're just pissing me off in the middle of my commute. The most
are
stressful
they
time of the day.
suicidal? Are they hoping to get hit? I'm not sure. You know, I because I feel like some of this was like close calls.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Like the
then what
one
about
that
the
she
school
sits back
bus?
down when the truck starts to move. She could have just gotten splattered at that point. Lucky the truck fucking slammed his brakes. But people are stupid. People are really stupid. So what do you think? Are the pullers on the right? In the right? I mean, not on the right. Are they correct
They
in
might be
their
on the right.
pull?
Listen, yank that bitch
Yeah.
about the road because if you are laying down in front of a truck, I would, if I ever was feeling some kind of way and I'm laying down in front of a truck, I would hope that someone would yank me by whatever limb or hair they needed to get me up out the road because that's a liability for both the truck driver's emotional stability if they were to run over someone and the person in the road. So I feel like if you're laying in the road, you're posing a threat to everyone else. So yeah, I think that yanking that bitch by the hair, that's fine. And I
Yeah,
think
for
it's
sure.
okay that it's a woman dragging a woman. I think if a dude pulled it by the hair, it'd be a
Yeah,
problem.
that'd be wrong. Yeah, for sure. I'm glad it was a lady pulling lady. But also, it's also so dangerous for the protesters too. Like, don't lay in front of a fucking car. Don't lay in front of a truck too. They're just like high up. They can barely see you as it is, dude. So don't be morons out there, people. Find good ways to get your message. There's some cool protests out there and some cool disruptive stuff, but aim it at the right fucking people. The goddamn a-holes
Yeah.
holding you down that you want to protest, not the fucking middle class people just going by their merry goddamn day. Yeah,
Raise
that's all right.
money for like BMX bikes for kids or like
Yeah.
whatever happened to like poster
Cars for
boards and
kids.
picket lines.
That's right. Yeah, we need some picket lines, some cooler protests. Not
Kids
this
don't need a
stupid.
school bus if they got a bike.
I think we should just restart that Cars for Kids thing, the K for
Yeah.
K. It's like the first thing you gotta do here is you guys misspelled cars. It's with a C, you idiots. No wonder you didn't
Yes.
make any money. Like, come on. But anyways,
What
speaking
else is in
of
the headlines?
dumbasses, so as we all know, by the time that we're recording this is Saturday, July 22nd. This will come out in just 2 or 3 days from now. But the BarbieHeimer debut has happened.
BarbieHeimer.
That's right. We are less than 24 hours removed from Barbie and Oppenheimer's release. And let's just say, in the words of Donald Trump, it was huge. Okay. It was absolutely huge. With
They were
Barbie getting
hugely huge.
$150 million at the box office on the first night, and Oppenheimer $75 million, which is goddamn it. That's a lot of money. I have not seen them yet, but they're on my list. I want to watch them. Barbie looks funny. Oppenheimer looks sweet. I want to know what the fuck they did to not make that bomb out of CGI. Both look like they could be cool. But of course, because we live in America, someone had to complain. And it's this case, it's going to be Fox News, of course. And with their complaint that Barbie film forgets core audience in favor of trans agenda and gender themes. The Christian movie site warms with them literally just going on this tirade about how the Barbie movie has, of course, succumbed to the trans agenda, how they casted a man in it. Whoa! And the most hateful insult I've ever seen. And just going on and on about how basically it's just so typical of the liberal grooming media to target children with their trans agenda. And Instagrammer Matt the 14th, where you can find him at Matt XIV, gave a great response already on the matter, pointing out how Fox News was so upset about there being one trans actor in the movie, and that's who they called a man, which is fucked up because it's clearly a woman. Despite there are literally being 73 cis actors in it. So it's like, whoa, they're not grooming to be straight, are they? And like I said, they were so hateful. They're like, can you believe they cast a man? It is fucking disgusting. If you watch that segment and you agree with it, I don't know, man. Plus, if you look at the Barbie brand, it's clearly made for girls and the gays. She argues. And there's literally nothing conservative about it. And I totally agree. Plus, like, my whole thing is who gives a shit? Like I pointed out last week, Barbie and Ken don't have genitals down there. There's no PP, there's no vajayjay. We don't know what the fuck, they are. And I think they did that on purpose. So stop thinking about their fucking thingies, you goddamn pervs. Like, what the fuck?
I feel like there's a lot. I have a lot of friends in the trans community who you wouldn't know are trans. And so, like, I feel like if there's one trans actor in the film, the only reason why the world knows is a trans actor because they're out loud and proud about their story and their transition. But if they didn't say anything, then they wouldn't know. I mean, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, who cares if they're trans or not, if they're queer? I don't care. I heard someone say that you're only a woman if you menstruate. But I have a friend who's had some scary things down there and has already had a hysterectomy and doesn't menstruate. Does that mean that she's not a woman? There's a lot of women who don't menstruate, and there's a lot of well, I don't think there's a lot, but there's some men that do. And who cares what happens below the belt? I don't give a flying fuck. I don't care how people identify or what they're working with. Just be nice. And if you're in movies, be a good actor. I mean, that's all it is to me. I just don't understand Fox News and these like conservative buttheads.
And they get like so like sexually obsessed with shit. Like it reminds me of when the woman Eminem, you know what I mean? It's like, who gives a shit? Like, what? It's a peanut.
Oh yeah, I remember that. They're like,
it's a candy. God. It's a piece of candy. These are dolls that this is based on. Like, dude, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, what do you care? It's like creepy too. It's like very creepy. Like, and they're so hateful about it too. Like, I can't get even past like oh, can you believe they cast a man in it? Like I'm not even making that quote up. Like, they said that. It's like, dude, what the fuck? So I don't know if it's ratings or those people are just complete hateful fucks, but Fox News do better. Christian pervy people who obsess about dolls' genitals do better. It's weird. It's weird, bro.
But I don't know how often kids play with dolls these days, like Barbie dolls. Like I don't know if it's still a thing or not. But the people that I know who are the most obsessed with dolls really are like middle-aged women and gay guys who have like collector's items. So I'm not sure. I haven't heard any like kids of my friends who've been like, I can't wait to see the Barbie movie. They're more like, I love Minions. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't understand. The
yeah.
world makes no sense to me.
That makes no sense. Things are too weird here, man.
Yo
Things
vivo aquí, pero yo no comprendo nada.
And that's why we smoke weed at the Frat Chat podcast.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I'm ready for a drink. You got any good party ideas?
oh yeah, because summertime is here, ladies and gentlemen, and we are so excited. Because
Jumping and the cotton is
yeah.
high.
Oh yeah, go on. Yeah, go on.
This is the summertime song.
Yeah, no, we know. You can go on.
Oh no, that's okay. I'm good. I just wanted to get that out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm good. I'm sorry. I just,
just
you know what? My antipsychotics are working so well. I just felt like singing all the time.
just wanted a few licks in there just in case Simon Cowell is listening to this podcast.
I get on the bus and I'm like, life's a stage and we all play a part. It was like, take a seat, you fucking homo. Okay, sorry.
Oh my god. All right. So this week we're going to get into the summertime groove by taking you back a little bit to our old school fratty days, people. Because this is something that I loved about the frat life. We had some really fun party theme ideas. Every party had a theme. Everything was cool. Very rarely did you just show up in your regular Friday Night's Finest. There was always something fun to wear. There were socials, whatever you name it. It was cool. And a lot of these things you can still use in your adult life today. So, we're going to give you guys our top 10 party themes, folks, that you can whip out this summer, or you can do it in a new party. You can bachelor parties, bachelorette parties, you name it. You can do all these themes, and you're guaranteed to have a good time. And of course, if you're listening to us in college, party on, bros and ladies, and everything in between. Have a good time and use these parties to be the coolest on campus.
Summer is coming. Are you ready to unveil your beach bod? Manscaped is here to ensure your body is ready for the wild with their game-changing full-body grooming and hygiene products. Don't be the guy at the beach with Austin Powers chest hair, baby. And if you grew some winter man tits, the least you can do is make sure they're hairless. The ladies love those hairless titties, believe you me. It's time to get ready for a hot guy summer by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the promo code FRATCHAT.
Some of these on the list I'm not familiar with, so I'm excited. Oh, yeah. This has given me inspiration as a 38-year-old gay man who loves to host parties.
That's right. So we're gonna have a good time here. So would you like to go first, Mr. Mo?
Sure. I like a good old-fashioned athletes and mathletes party. So you either dress like a jock or you dress like Steve Urkel. So I feel like, yeah. I mean, I don't really have a.
You go to a mathlete.
I would either dress up like a cheerleader or like a big nerd. But this is a fun costume a costume party that really focused on extremes. So if you were taking good care of yourself, like Carlos back in the day in college, and if you were ripped, then this was an opportunity to show off them muscles. If you were not, then there's an opportunity to show off your humor, which is equally as attractive to most women. Do you know what I mean?
That's right. That's right. It's
It's
genius.
all about having
Think about
fun.
it. That's right. And that was, I will say, that's one cool thing that we had in the fraternity days. The fraternity motto was all about fun, which is
Yeah, of
pretty cool.
course. We wore
But
pink
athletes and
bracelets.
athletes was cool. And I played a nerd before in a couple of sketch comedy shows, and there's something so fun about dressing up like a nerd and putting on the glasses and
I have your homework.
again, like exactly what Steve was wearing.
I did your homework this morning, and I spritz it with cologne. Your favorite cologne, so people think you did it.
It's like, hi guys, it's me, Krish.
You look good in some round glasses.
Yeah, these are literally what I wore for my nerd sketch, and it's literally what you're wearing.
Yeah. Except mine cost $360 for
And
the
this
frame
was-
only.
This
And
is
that was
$6. They're made of plastic, and there's no glass in it.
Mine
but same
are
thing.
very
Yeah,
popular. The frame is called the Foigle. It's from the Moscot Spring 2023 collection. Thank you.
Yes, that's called fashion. Don't
It
forget,
is.
idiot.
It is.
So break it out
Fashion.
to your next athletes and mathletes party, and you'll definitely get beat up, but you'll be a very
Mhm.
convincing athlete.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna start with one that is kind of actually similar in the opposite senses. This is the cops and robbers theme, which, fun fact, was actually the first social theme I ever saw as a pledge. It was the cops and robbers, and I
I was
dressed like
there
a
that
slutty
night.
cop. Yeah, it was fun times, and that was cool. You started. It was the first time I saw people start getting creative with their costumes and shit in college, and just how slutty people could dress. Oh baby. Including myself, I really wore some short shorts that day. I kind of was going for like a not as gay version of the Reno 911 cop outfit.
I
The
love
guy
that
with the
show.
short shorts dangle. Uh, but then when I saw like what the girls were wearing, I was like, God damn, I think I'm gonna like it here.
I liked when they had that backdrop that told you what height you were, and you had to hold that like serial number thing with your name on it. And I would also walk around with a ink pad and take thumbprints, your fingerprints.
Oh, nice. And
So
that's
when
in
they
case.
came in, hey, I need your fingerprints. Okay, and I would take their thumb like they would do, and I would roll it, and we would post it on something and be like, all right, so if you get in any trouble, I'm gonna know it's you because I have your fingerprint.
Funny
Next.
enough, that's how Simo actually helped solve 13 murders in his college
Yeah.
years. And that's how the Scooby-Doo show is based on. Yeah. This was back in the 70s,
13 members of Greek life were murdered on campus, and no one
Yeah.
cared because no one really liked Greek life.
That's right. They're like, fuck those frat boys. They deserve to die.
They asked for it with their backwards caps and pink bracelets. Okay, so next up for me, kind of going with this theme, I'm just gonna say heaven and hell themed. And sometimes I felt like we did this party when there was multiple floors. So the top floor was heaven, the bottom floor was hell, and so that dictated the lighting and the decor and whatnot. And uh, obviously, hell, you dress up like a devil or a demon of some sort. So it's fun for those who are obsessed with Halloween. And then if you're in heaven, like myself, I was always a cute angel with a halo and white feathered wings. I wouldn't need to purchase a halo because I always have one over me anyway, which was nice and convenient. But I think this was a nice theme as well because you got to show some skin. If you were an angel and want to walk around in a diaper and wings, great. If you want to be a devil and paint your body red and, you know, be half naked with some horns, great. But everyone likes an opportunity to show off some skin.
That's exactly what I did.
Trying to get it in,
I would just totally go shirtless, paint myself red, black under the eyes and red face and the horns, and that was literally it. And no, when we were around that area in college, Victoria's Secret angels had just become a thing.
Yeah.
You know, it gave the girls lots of inspiration of what to wear.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And boy, was I glad to be straight. I got a lot of use out of those. I remember one time I was dressed like a devil, and I was, this girl dressed like an angel, and I were hooking up, and I'm never gonna. I was like browned out at this point. I wasn't like totally gone, but memories of that night are kind of hazy, and I kind of remember leaning in to kiss this girl, but I don't really remember the whole makeup. And I remember as she's walking away, uh, just being like satisfied, like, oh yeah, that's a fun kiss. And I would grab my friend and pull him in. It's your grand little, actually, the shorty with the big nose.
Oh,
We
really?
love so much. And I say, I just made out with that angel. You know how I can tell? And he says, how? It's like, look at her butt. And then there was literally my red handprint on her butt. And I felt like,
That's funny.
and since she's wearing a white angel costume, that's literally like, it was so noticeable. So it's fair to say that I did well that night.
I remember one night we did this, and it was a wine and cheese / heaven and hell social, in the sense that all the red wine was downstairs in the red themed hell, and all the white wine was upstairs with the white themed heaven, and the cheese was upstairs. So I think downstairs they also had jungle juice. So it was just like everything was red downstairs, everything was white upstairs, which I thought was kind of
Yeah.
clever. Do
And
you
that's
remember
nice
when
too. If you have like a big enough house to party in where you can do that,
totes?
basement. And then the basement's like the dingy area where people get hazed anyway, so it's just a shithole. It's perfect place for
Yeah, it
hell.
smells like poop.
Yeah,
Um,
literally.
do you remember when I went to a fun? It was like a lot of gay events. They raise money for AIDS because the '80s crisis is still not '80s AIDS crisis is still not that far long ago, and then it's really a scary time in American history when the government kind of turned their back on the queer community, and so a lot of fundraisers benefit AIDS research, and they get the awareness out and safe sex and things like that, because it's a little bit more prevalent, as we know, in the gay community. Not to be stereotypical, but statistics don't lie. So anyway,
Mhm.
I went to go support this event, and it was Hell's Angels theme, and I just assumed Hell's Angels meant heaven and hell. So I came
Oh
dressed up like a
no.
sexy angel. And when I walked in, everyone was like, "Arr!" Like, who is this fucking twink? And they were all wearing like leather and like biker themes. I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know that Hell's
To be
Angels was
fair,
a biker gang.
yeah, it's a biker gang, but to be fair, if you walk into a party and you're dressed like a sexy, slutty angel or devil, and everybody's wearing leather chaps, I feel like you should fit in still. It's not that
You
far
know
off.
what? The bartender, I remember he was like, "Oh, baby, get your ass over here. I got some shots lined up." He gave me 3 free shots. He's like, "I feel so bad for you." And then people
Oh
were really mean. And,
no!
you know,
You get another
he,
womp womp there.
Meh.
That's
um,
terrible. When the bartender feels bad for you and you get pity shots, and
oh my
they've
gosh,
seen
it
it
was so bad.
all. You know what I mean? They see people getting dumped on the rag.
And there's different like subcategories of the gay community. I mean, obviously, there's lots of fetishes that people fixate on. I think when they think about the queer community, and I don't think that's fair. But there's a lot of people that kind of flock together according to like body type and like their own personal, I guess, image. In the sense that I feel like all the twinks hang out together, all like the muscle guys that are like orange, and they all have like fake lips and over Botox. They all kind of flock together. And then you got like the big guys who are into like leather, and they're hairy, and they're like they call each other pigs and whatnot. Like they all stick together. So at this particular party, it was the type of gays that I don't necessarily like mesh well with. And so
Right.
at the time I went to this party, I was ripped and I was cut and I looked good in this skimpy angel outfit, and everyone else there was like hairy and big and sweaty, and spewing out of their like leather harness, and they had people like with dog collars and leashes, which I thought was like really demeaning. But anyway, they were so mean to me. And this one guy um, was super mean to me. And I told him, listen, like, you're welcome to feel pretty tonight. Like, tonight is your night. But just remember, when 4 o'clock hits and you leave this establishment, you're back to being bottom of the barrel, baby. I'm at the top. Vogue's not calling you, knocking on your door. They're knocking on my door, baby. So I remember being like,
emo drunkenly from his corner as he cried.
dude, I cried in cab ride home because I felt so stupid. I had to like defend myself and be mean to everybody because they were so mean to me. And I cried like a bitch in that car ride home.
Oh god, that is embarrassing. Well, that shows you how you should also make sure to read the flyer correctly if you're gonna go to a party.
I did read it. It said Hell's Angels. And I thought, okay, heaven and hell. Angels in hell. Okay, easy. Easy peasy. Womp womp.
Anyways, oh shit. This next one I thought was sweet. No, it can get a little pricey if you want to do this right, but at the same time, it also just depends on how creative people can get. But this one is called an around the world party, and it was awesome to me because basically you have different rooms in a house, preferably somewhere big, where each room represents a different country. And according to different countries, you have different booze and different things. Maybe you go to Mexico.
Oh, that's interesting. I never heard this before.
So you go to the Mexico room and there's like tequila, there's like guac and chips,
Yeah, but don't drink the water. Ooh.
Then you go to like the Japan room and there's like sake and shit, and maybe like Sapporo beers, like different things like that. You go to America and there's Budweiser and cops killing minorities, things like that. It's so fun. It's super
abortion
fun.
rights are
you show little students with guns at schools. It's like so cool. USA, USA. No, but you have like French fries, burgers, shit, mini sliders, shit like that. And every room has a different theme. So it's fun because you kind of pick the room or the country that you like the most out of the options, and you dress that way and you can hang out there the most. But then if you want to switch up a different vibe, you just go to a different room in the house and you got a totally different vibe going in there. And
they have like a Russian room with vodka.
Yes, exactly. And depending how big the house is, you can have more rooms, but that just depends how poor you are, essentially.
I love it.
So it was sweet. Each room was a different vibe. And here's the thing. There's different kinds of drinkers. There's people who enjoy what they enjoy. So the thing is, different boozes get you different kinds of drunk. So depending on what room you go to, the vibe of the crowd is different. If you're in a room full of people drinking vodka, it's different than a room full of people drinking tequila and a room full of people drinking whiskey and so on and so on. So,
Ireland. I would be there.
Yeah, buddy. So there's definitely lots of it's almost like you're at like 5 different parties all in one night. So it's a good one. I recommend it. Go all out with it. Get the cool different boozes, and you'll make this one of the best nights ever.
If you go to Ireland and you ask for an Irish car bomb, they get mad. You're not supposed to do that. I don't know. Maybe they had like a car bomb like epidemic of some
they
sort.
they did. There was a lot of terrorism
in Ireland.
Yeah, in like the 80s and stuff. And the mob,
a small country to like bomb.
Involved. Whitey Bulger actually was trying to help out with that cause.
Really?
Yeah, because they're like anarchists essentially. They're just trying to overtake Ireland, I guess. I don't know too much about it.
It's a small country.
Yeah, but people didn't like the monarchy, I guess. I don't know. I don't know enough about it to do a whole thing, but just know it was very dangerous. And so I'm sure they're like, too soon, dude. What do you?
If I was going to take over an island or a country, I would take over a country that had beaches and tropical fruit. Otherwise, like, what's the point? You know?
That's true. That's true. But you
I
stay
think
away from
Ireland has like a
Venezuela.
lot of goats and like potatoes or whatnot. Like, yum.
But you
Oh,
stay away from Venezuela. We have enough problems already, so we don't need
yeah.
come after our shit.
I
But yeah,
know. They had so many problems. They're like, let's get rid of one. Carlos Garcia, can you and your family leave?
yeah.
Thanks. You didn't
Okay,
leave
but
because you wanted to. You left because you were asked to. I get it.
yeah, yeah, they don't want us to come back because they'll kill us. They just really don't like us. They're like, nah, you guys suck.
Yeah.
We're like, guys,
Understandable.
guys, yeah, you weren't really that cool. We remember you in third grade asking out your first crush and her turning you down, and you crying in front of the whole class. We don't claim you. That's some imperialist gringo shit. Get out of here.
You know what? At my laundromat, this lady, I heard her call me a gringo the other day, and it's like, the fuck? And then I dropped off some laundry and I meant to pick it up. And she said, Hola, mi amor. And I said, Oh, hoy, amor, pero ayer, gringo. And she's like, and I was like, it's okay. I mean, I get it. When I talk in Spanish, I do sound quite like a gringo. I was like,
And to be
geez,
fair,
you're
I
gonna
know
talk like me,
gringo
you're
was
gonna leave
originally
the room.
invented. It's
Huh?
originally invented as a slur against Americans, but now it's just what you call an American, anyways. Like if
Oh, really? So I
yeah,
shouldn't
it's
get
just
upset.
it's not like I don't think she meant anything by, but the fact that you understood her definitely put her on her toes because I'm sure she said some fucked up shit to other people too.
Yeah.
So now she knows. She learned a valuable lesson, dude. So that's good that
She
you taught it
said,
to her. But
she
you're
said,
just like, I was
este
like, oh, I'm hanging out with
gringo.
a gringo. Yeah, well, it's fine.
She said, este gringo le gusta coger en su culo. I said, what? What are you talking about? What did you just
It's
call
like,
me? A
¿cómo
lily?
sabes? It's like, tengo fotos.
All right, so my next one, I've always referred to as a white trash theme party. I have friends who
For
refer
your
to as a
Thanksgiving
redneck.
reunion.
Yes, of course, of course. Everyone gets to have fun. I used to call it white trash. Friends of mine have called it redneck. My mom calls it a debutante party instead of
Oh,
debutante.
true. That's
Debutante
I
party.
like that.
And my mom says that if you come and you're not dressed up like a tramp, and you should have accessories and costumes on standby to decorate someone who's not quite into theme parties. I've always worn the same hat, and it said sperm donor on a trucker hat. So I feel like that was enough of a theme accessory for myself. But yeah, I love a good white trash. Some people take it too literally, and they will put on a trash bag and like burst holes through it for their like feet and stuff it. Oh, I've done this before, and stuff it with
It's
trash,
kind of
and
fun.
you're literally white trash.
But then you get so hot wearing a trash bag. Though that's what like wrestlers use to lose weight. I'm like, man, I can't do
Really?
it. They like wrap themselves in a trash bag, and you just it doesn't breathe. And then they put on like a bunch of sweatshirts and shit too. So they put that bunch, and then the trash bag, and then they just start like running in a
Oh
treadmill,
yeah.
or they sit in a sauna, just like. This is like amateur or like pro fighters and shit. When they got to cut weight before a fight.
Okay.
Yeah, gross. So, but I don't know.
Well,
So if you take someone home that's wearing a trash bag, woo, let them air out first before you do anything. You know what I
also
mean?
let them air out, but they're gonna be ripped and cut and ready
That's true.
for or they might pass out.
Help! Help!
Rip this bag off of me.
No, really, I'm dying. I'm not coming on to you.
Did
I
you see
can't breathe.
there was a case where this lady, she put her fiance or husband or maybe a boyfriend in luggage, and he couldn't get out, and then he like died. He suffocated and got too hot. And she was like on this video that she recorded of her making fun of him, and he's like, seriously, I can't breathe. And she's like, whatever. And he died. But I now thought to myself, like, you know what? If you're willing to get inside of a piece of luggage, I mean, whose fault is that? I don't know. It's
However,
kind of fucked up. She should have let him out.
apparently, there's more to that case. I remember that case, and I watched a bunch of YouTube videos on it after the fact. Apparently, the lady drugged the guy and then put
She
him in the
drugged
suitcase,
him.
and then the suitcase was originally at the top of the top of the stairs of the 2-story house, and she pushed it down the stairs first. So, pat, 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 pat. While he
No.
was in it. And then when it was laying on the ground is when he was like begging for his life, like, please let me out, I can't breathe. And she went to sleep and left him there. And then the next day is when she did her whole act calling the cops and being like, I don't know what happened. I think I fell asleep. But it was like proven. We had the footage that she had on her phone where she was
Yeah, how
laughing
did
at
she
him.
remember?
Piece of shit. All these things where they were able to figure out that she meant to kill him. And it's fucking eerie.
Yeah,
So
if
I
you're
think
gonna kill somebody, you probably shouldn't record yourself talking about wanting to kill them.
yeah, what an idiot. But also, like, what an awful way to go, dude. Like, what the fuck? Who does that? You just shoot me and be done with it. Like, really? Like, just one in the boop and let me be done. Not in the fucking awful, you're cramped, you're sweaty, and you're hot, you can't breathe, you're freaking out. Oh, if you're claustrophobic, that's the end of that. That's awful. What an awful way to go. So, fuck that bitch. I don't know how we got off on this tangent, but
There's only one person in the world, or one, I guess, demographic in the world that I'm frustrated with, but I'm not so frustrated with that I would want to murder them. I just don't understand why the meteorologists can't get their shit together in New York. I
that's so true.
don't want to kill them. I just want to bust their lips sometimes. I'm like, why did you tell me you're calling for rain all day? It never rained. I missed a good beach day. What's wrong with
That's
you?
so true.
And why is it that you said that today's gonna be beautiful and now I'm in the middle of a thunderstorm? Like I just don't understand why it's just
That
New York.
reminds me. There's a Curve Your Enthusiasm episode with Larry David where he discovers that his local meteorologist is actually giving people the wrong weather so he can go golfing and the golf course be empty. So he'll tell people it's
Really?
going to be rainy. And then when he goes, the golf course is totally going to be empty that day so that he goes and gets the best tee times and shit. And then Larry
That's
catches
awesome.
him and then calls him out on it. And it's his whole thing. I won't spoil the ending, but that is a fantastic episode. It explains a lot. Those bastards.
What's next
But
on your
anyway,
list for parties? Is
this
it a
next
golf
one.
party?
No, this one was a fun one for me. It was pretty cool too. Pretty trippy shit. And it's called a blacklight party. Where
Oh,
basically everyone wears like a white tee and you bring like fluorescent Sharpies and draw shit on each other. Some people also call it a graffiti party.
that's what I called it.
And yeah, especially because back in the CMO's days, that's what they did. They graffitied with actual paint. In my day, it was like techno music, and and black lights and little Sharpies. And you put things on like, you're hot. Here's my number. Facebook me, sexy, flirty things that girls would post on you.
Chris was here, but was spelled WUZ because we were rebels.
Oh, yes, that's right. So what are some of the cool things people put on your shirt, Simo?
I don't want to talk about it. I didn't enjoy these parties because people always wrote faggot and stuff on the back of my shirt.
No. Oh no, that's so
Or
shitty.
it'd be like, faggot, I eat dick. Pound my hole. Make my brown hole blue.
Mine were like, call me later, Carlos. Send me a text, and here's my number.
And mine was like, cum dump, DNA deposit.
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. I have to say, I wasn't around for those days for SEMO. I don't know what I would have written, but I don't think we were that mean in our day.
There's always someone like, I remember Adolf would always, we have a fraternity brother whose last name is Adolf, and he would always write really funny things. I didn't mind when he wrote things because I just thought he was hilarious. But one time someone wrote a really long message, and I think I might have fallen asleep. but they wrote on my back. They said, "Why does your asshole look like a hairy hatchet wound?" Like, wow, that's
By the
really
way,
creative and
you
mean.
should also you should also clarify that that person named Adolf is actually a last name. It's not a first name, people. So you don't necessarily the way you made it seem was like some guy named Adolf was writing interesting things on your shirt. Might get taken the wrong way.
But I
The
did have people
Jews
draw
rise
swastikas.
against us.
A lot of people drew
Whoa!
swastikas on me. And I used to think to myself, like, why did they do that? Because obviously my apartment was always the best decorated for Christmas. Like, why would you draw a swastika? You know better. I mean, it's not,
Mm.
you know better because it's not nice to draw in general, but also, like, I'm not Jewish. So,
Was it you?
part of
Someone
me,
had
like,
a comedy bit about how hard it is to draw a swastika. So it like takes a few tries. I forget what comedian it was.
I don't
It
understand why
might have been
people are
Seinfeld
so
actually.
anti-Semitic.
So you make a few mistakes, you see like someone crossing it off till the third time it's right. So you really got to commit to it, to being hateful to know how to do it.
I don't
Um,
understand why people are so anti-Semitic too. People are very anti-trans this day and age and very anti-Semitic. And I'm like, I just don't understand. I don't understand
I feel like
why
it's all those
Middle
conspiracy
America is
theories.
so stupid.
There's a lot of division, and then it's easy to make it. Oh well, the Jews have this, or it's the trans' fault. It's like, well, what it really isn't. It's the same fucking.
The Jews make the best movies.
It's like
Steven
it's essentially the
Spielberg,
same
I love
rich
you.
white millionaires, billionaires who like tell everybody else what to think, and it's not good. It's really not good. So
I have a question for you. When you
go
hear
on.
ABC party, what do you think?
Anything but
Okay,
clothes.
me too. But I've also heard people think anything but cups.
Oh, that's stupid.
So you can drink out of like a measuring cup, which is still a cup, I guess, or you can drink out of like a pot, or
Yeah, sure.
it could be a planter or a ladle. It could be anything, but it couldn't be like a conventional cup, which I
That's
thought was like,
rather the
I
naked
mean,
one.
it could be interesting. But the anything but clothes was my favorite. Like I like to wrap myself with
Ah!
saran wrap or aluminum foil or
Totally.
traffic cones on my
We use
titties,
caution tape too, which was kind of hot.
caution tape. I love that stuff.
And here's the thing about it.
ABC,
This is one
anything
of
but
those.
clothes.
This is one of those things where ABC's parties were, since they were passed down from generation to generation, like I feel like the older classes would show the younger ones how to wear for it. So everybody looked great. Like it was like they everybody had a system of how to dress without wearing actual clothes, where some of these girls looked fantastic and they were like literally draped in fucking caution tape. And I'm like, how the hell did you make a dress out of that? That is very impressive and very hot.
Yeah.
Those were definitely very fun parties where, I'm not gonna lie, in college, when you drink a few and everybody else around you has drink a few and everybody's literally wearing no clothes, inhibitions get low and things get freaky.
Yeah,
So,
but the moment they rip that duct tape off your bare skin, it's no longer fun.
yeah,
It's no longer it's the worst.
that's definitely true. And honestly, it was also, this one has one drawback where you got to figure out how to do a costume with no clothes that you can still go to the bathroom in. Because otherwise, your night's going to start getting from bad to worse very quick when you start taking on and off the costume and it starts getting looser and looser and you can't quite get it on and your bolas are starting to dingle out of there. No one wants to see a dingleberry poking through a trash bag, people. So make
Speak for
sure
yourself.
Seymour just tapes it out of the trash bag already.
You know what I call it, dingleberry? I call it a punching bag for your tongue.
Gross.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
I'd rather
Literally,
not.
tastes amazing. That's gross. Okay, what's next on your list?
Next on my list is one that this one I personally love because especially in college, it like sets boundaries. You know what I mean? It's a good one to keep people away from you if you want, or have people come talk to you if you want. And it's called a streetlight party, where basically your shirt colors dictate your situation according to that of a streetlight. If you're wearing red, you're in a relationship, you can't hook up with anyone. Proceed with caution type thing. Yellow, it's complicated. Definitely proceed with caution, but you're not quite in a relationship. You're not quite single. You're probably talking to someone.
You got some fuck buddies.
Yeah, it's on the way. Maybe you don't know what it is. Green, you're single and ready to mingle, baby. And like I said, it's fun because it sets boundaries. But then people, go hang out with where they want to be. So if you are single, you're probably getting a little weird over there with the single people. The relationship people can make fun of the single people. The yellow people can make their own decisions.
Ooh,
As to
what do you mean by yellow people?
Oh no! The people in yellow.
No, I will say though, a lot of people don't pull off the color yellow very well. That's a hard color.
You got to be tan. You do got to
Yeah.
be tan to pull that off. I have to say, I can't wear it if I'm all pale, but when I'm tan, good yellow shirt looks nice. That's why Hulk Hogan had to, literally, as you can see, he's up there. Whoop. He had to tan a lot and look like a hot dog because he wore a lot of yellow. So, if you don't, you beat. But yeah, it's a fun one. I will say it can also be a scandalous one because sometimes you would see someone, in a red shirt hanging out in the green shirt areas and getting freaky. So then you'd be like, oh, and usually relationships, 10% of relationships that went that party left singles. So you gotta be careful. If you're a red shirt, you gotta be careful because you will see a lot of green shirts doing their thing, and it's gonna make you feel things. So, like the yellow shirts say, proceed with caution, baby. Oh yeah.
Proceed with caution. When I hear proceed with caution, I think double wrap it because you're gonna catch something. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
Proceed with caution. You want the clap?
Oh,
You feel lucky?
no.
Okay. So here's my last one, and it's called Kegs and Eggs. So the point of this is normally the party starts kind of late, like at midnight, and the point of it is to stay awake and fairly lucid throughout the entire evening until the sun comes up. And so you go to this party, everyone wears their sexy pajamas, and a lot of guys felt like this was an opportunity, again, to show some skin because some guys, quote unquote, sleep in their boxers, even though you know that they probably have like a Batman onesie. Who? Like we do. You would go in whatever you tend to wear to sleep. And if you make it through the evening and the sun comes up, and then you host a big brunch, everyone eats and re-energizes and goes out and about, or you guys all carpool, or probably not carpool, you probably just call it an Uber or a cab, and you go to a diner. So kegs and eggs, you get shit-faced.
Like that we have pledges.
Breakfast.
Before Uber, when the fraternity days, we had pledges that could pick us up, which is awesome. Not gonna lie, it's one of the best benefits. Free rides, and they had to.
I didn't trust the pledges. I called Jimmy Cab for everything.
Oh, Jimmy Cab, man, that makes me feel old. But now it's so easy. Like I don't get how people get DUIs these days because you can just literally call a car there, and there's Uber and there's Lyft, and I think there's another one, and even taxi cabs in some states have their own apps now too. So it's like there's no excuse, dude. Just fucking call someone. But yeah, kegs and eggs situations are definitely Uberable situations because you're usually the only way people can stay up is they just keep drinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're already kind of hammered.
Awake.
Mm-hmm.
I think tequila is the only alcohol that's a stimulant, right?
Yeah, I think so. What? I don't know, man.
Let me ask Google. Hey Siri.
I feel like maybe I think you're right, but some people, for example, get really, there's booze that makes people fight and shit. Like Like when some people drink whiskey, they get really fighty. With rum, I get like cool.
It says, is tequila a stimulant? You probably heard that tequila is the only upper spirit, but tequila is still alcohol and alcohol is a depressant.
Oh,
Oh,
so I guess there you go. I guess it's just because when you're taking tequila, you're getting really energetic anyways. You know, people get pumped up. They're like, hey, we're going to do the tequila. Hey, boom, 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 boom. And, you know, you're like, hey, you start dancing and shit, you know. At least that's how I think about tequila shots. So I think maybe it's just the occasion. People are usually not taking depressed tequila shots. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, I hate my life. It's like, hey, party. So, you know, I feel like maybe that has something to do with it. But that's just me.
All right. We have the number one answer that I didn't put on my list because I knew you had it on your list. I think you probably claimed it, but this is a true classic.
That's right. It's the classic. It's the one party that every college student goes to college to experience at least once. You know, we've seen movies about it. We've seen TV shows about it. We've seen cartoons about it. God damn it, we've seen it all. And of course, we're talking about the classic toga party, baby. Toga parties are awesome. Very cool. And togas, I have to say, they're easy to make. They make you look nice, you know what I mean? Especially if you've been working out. They're very form-fitting. And they're very comfortable. So you're quite comfortable. You're literally in your bed sheets. And if you got funny bed sheets, you can have a funny toga. But then if you got to pee, all you got to do is just lift up like the dress part.
I had He-Man bed sheets that I used.
And that's how I know you're gay.
Yeah. We had some guys in fraternity that couldn't fit a twin bed sheet. They had to use a full or queen's or even king size bed sheets.
God, that's shitty. Yeah, there's some big guys.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, my fraternity days, I especially after pledging, but I would hit the gym in school often, so I looked quite good in a toga in my days. So I gotta say, it was one of those parties that definitely helped Carlos out in his conquest of feeling loved.
Remember one time we had a toga party at Casa Mia's, that little like pizza place across the street from campus, and Foggy told me that my toga looked like a dress, and I was like, the fuck, everyone here looks like they're in a dress. And then I remember telling this girl, and she's like, well, compared to the rest of your brothers, I mean, you are like cinched at the waist. I mean, your waist is snatched for the gods. I'm like, well, of course. Duh. But I think I did have a kind of like evening gown, like, whoops. Sorry about it. Remember at the moment I was like,
all I could do is bring the mom's dress. I didn't have bed sheets, just my mom's dress collection. Leave me alone.
Yeah, he's like, you look like you
I'm
have a
not
dress
gay,
on.
you guys.
I'm like, so what? I'm the only one twirling. Like, what's it matter?
Yeah, why does it matter? Why does it matter? And the good thing is I would wear like basketball shorts with pockets under my toga so I could still keep my wallet, cell phone, keys on me. So make sure you're able to put your shit somewhere. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's gonna be difficult. And the girls have bras, so they can just put their money in there and their ID in there. So wear a bra, ladies. Let the gazangas be your pockets. That's one thing that I feel bad for girls. Not enough of their clothes have pockets, like usable pockets. You gotta bring all this shit.
They got like this much room for a lipstick.
Yeah, and then their purses are fucking nightmares. They have to bring everything in there. Like Julie's purse, when she needs anything from it, I just hand her the purse and let her go into that fucking hellhole. I'm not.
She's like, I can't find it in between my 4 roller brushes.
Yeah. There's like apples in there. It's like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? Little box of cereal. All these receipts. It's like, what the fuck? Do you really need 16 receipts? Yes, I need to make some returns. All the cards are like just thrown in there. It's like, how do you live? But that's a girl thing. That's why if your lady or lady friend ever asks you to reach in their purse or anything, don't do it. You're gonna learn way too much about them. Let them just, give them the purse and let them fucking deal with that. But anyways, Mr. Mo, that was our list. That was the top 10 most fun party themes we had in college. So bring those parties back, people. I know we're gonna. And send us your pictures, or send us your pictures from your college days past if you've done these parties. Do it at Frat Chat Podcast on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. You can also do that on YouTube at Frat Chat Podcast. DM it to us, and we'll share the best ones if you do. And you can also give me a follow as well at Carlos Does the World on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, on YouTube, on Threads. You can follow me at Carlos Does World on Twitter, or you can follow my good buddy Simo over there at chris.moore.comedy on Instagram, on TikTok, and CMoreComedy on Twitter. Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. All right, Mr. Mo, it's time to go. So why don't you get us out of here?
I gotta poop, and I've been so constipated, and I feel like coming. I just gotta take advantage of it. So I motion to adjourn this meeting, and if you hear any noises, I'm okay.
And I second.
TMI, but it's true.
It's not Oppenheimer, it's Simo in the bathroom. All right, folks, we'll be back next week with another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasting time. The Frat Chat Podcast. See ya.